Hi, my name is Beth Heile here at Catan Game Store in Chicago, Illinois, and I'm standing in our Family Favorites section to introduce you to Catan Junior. Now, many of you might be familiar with the Catan series, most notably Settlers of Catan, which has been one of our best-selling games at the store here since we opened our doors. Now, Catan Junior is specifically aimed for children. So this is a great introductory game to get kids into strategy games and thinking ahead multiple turns. Now, if you're familiar with Settlers, then this review is going to be very familiar because a lot of the elements from Settlers of Catan are also present in Catan Junior. But I'm going to assume that you don't know anything about Settlers of Catan, and we're going to start from the very beginning and see what this pirate-themed version of Catan has to offer. In Catan Junior, you're attempting to build 7 pirate layers, and you have these cool tower pieces as your pirate layers. There are 2 circles on the board that are in your player color, and that's where you're going to start your first 2 pirate layers. So you will need to build 5 more. To start the game, you also need to put 1 of each resource out here on the market, and then each player starts with a wood and a molasses from the bank. And now you're ready to begin. To start my turn, I'm going to roll the die. Whatever number I roll, resources are going to be produced on an island that matches that number. So with a 5, anyone who borders this 5 goat island or this 5 gold island is going to receive a resource. Now there's 5 resources in Catan Junior. Goats, molasses, sabers, gold, and wood. So in this example here, I've rolled a 5, and I am indeed adjacent to a 5, which has a sheep pictured, so I'm going to take 1 sheep. The red player, even though it's not their turn, is also going to get a sheep because they are adjacent to the same island. Now, my other starting pirate layer over here is adjacent to a 1 on a forest island, so unfortunately, they're not going to produce anything this turn. If any other players had buildings that were on a 5 island, they would also get resources. Now, once I'm done collecting all my resources, I then am going to trade. Once all the players are done with collecting their resources, then the active player has the option to trade. There are 2 ways that you can trade in Catan Junior. First is to use the marketplace. You can take any one of your resources and exchange it for any one of another. So I might turn in my goat and get a gold in return. Now you can only do this power once. So if you want to trade in something else, then you're going to have to come over here and use the stockpile. Unfortunately, that's more expensive. I'm going to have to turn in 2 of identical resources to get 1 of something else. But I can do that as many times as I wish, or as many times as I can afford it. Once I'm done with my trades, then I'm going to build. Building is the last thing you're going to do on your turn. Every player has a card that shows the cost of the different things that you can build. You can build another pirate layer, which is how you win the game, a pirate ship, or a parrot card. Now we know we want to build 7 pirate layers to win the game. Unfortunately, that is the most expensive, requiring a saber, a molasses, a goat, and wood. Now, as you can see, I have the items needed to buy a parrot card. So I would simply turn these items into the bank, and I would get my parrot token in return. Now let's take a quick look at these 3 things that you can build. Now we already know we need 7 pirate layers to win. Unfortunately, you can't just build a pirate layer anywhere. You're going to have to sail to a different part of the board, and then you can build a layer. So you're going to be alternating building a ship, and then a layer, a ship and a layer, a ship and a layer, and so on until somebody wins the game. Now, ships are a little less expensive. They only cost a goat and a wood, and you would place them right next to a layer that you already have purchased. So it's just going to go on the dotted line. Now you have the option to build a pirate lair somewhere, and it's going to go like that. And now I am one step closer to winning. If I've decided to purchase a parrot card, there are 4 different types of parrot cards. 2 of them give you exactly the goods that you see pictured: goats and sabers, molasses and wood, and you would just take those immediately. This 3rd one allows you to immediately build a lair or a ship for free, which can be extremely powerful. And the last parrot card is Move the Ghost Pirate. The Ghost Pirate is a token that starts in the middle of the board. Whenever somebody rolls a 6, instead of collecting resources, that player is going to move the Ghost Pirate. Now, when you move him to a location, you immediately get 2 of that resource. So I would take 2 goats. Unfortunately, anyone else who borders that island, so in this case the 5 goat, is not going to collect anything. The ghost is going to block them. So only the player gets the reward. That ghost pirate is going to sit on that island until somebody rolls another 6, and then he must move to a different island. Now, there's another benefit to having a lot of these parrot tokens, because then you are able to use the ghost island here, which is where the ghost pirate starts. If you have more parrot tokens than any other player, you get to build a lair in the middle of the board for free. Unfortunately, if anybody else surpasses you and has more parrot tokens purchased, then you're going to get bumped off, and a new player would get to put their token in that space for free. And that might make the difference of the game if that is your 7th layer. Well, that's almost everything you need to know to play Catan Junior. Now, once you've tried this for a while, and when you're ready, then you should, of course, definitely graduate up to the original Settlers of Catan, which is still considered one of the best strategy games on the market today. Now, if you're looking for other family favorites, though, there's a number of options, a lot of which are right here in this corner of the store. The age between 7 and 11 is a great age for kids to start thinking strategically, and it's a skill that you often see in academic settings as well, critical thinking. So, board games are a great way to work on critical thinking. Now, you can do so through abstract games like Blokus that do require you to think multiple moves ahead, but this is in a very visual format. Now, if you want to work on more social critical thinking, then you might want to look at a cooperative game like Forbidden Island. Now, the rules of this are themed that kids can pick it up very easily, but all the humans in the game are working together to find treasures and escape off the island before it sinks underneath your feet. Now, we have lots of recommendations of some really good games that will help with those critical thinking skills that are fantastically enjoyable for any age completely. So, and a lot of these are open demo copies that you can try here as a family here at Cat and Mouse and see if you like it first. So come on down to the store and give any one of these family favorites a try.